So Dan, what level do you think you're at over here? I mean, you know, from all the way down from 1 up to through 16. I mean, you must have a value here.
I've been feeling compressed lately. I was about an
feeling compressed. So you're down around R19.
After so many attics, you feel kind of compressed after all.
And Dan has been in many attics, let me tell you. Welcome back. We want to welcome to the show first time Chip Coons, who's the Installation Divisional Manager over at R&K Building Supplies. And Chip, welcome to the show today.
Thanks, great to be with you.
Great, you know, Dan is usually not compressed, but today he's feeling a little compressed. Tell us a little bit, now you deal a lot with the Installation Division over at R&K Building Supplies, and this is a great tool for, especially, it's a great visual tool for the homeowner to see when you go up into somebody's attic and say, here's how much you actually have. Tell us a little bit about how this works and what the values mean.
You bet. Just like you said, you know, a lot of homeowners aren't totally educated on what it means to have 4 inches or 6 inches. In addition, there's multiple types of insulation, and so it depends on what you have up there. 4 inches of one type may equal an R value, and then the other type, it equals a different R value. So this little ruler helps us to be able to visualize that and give an explanation for it.
Yeah, one of the things that goes on is the R value means resistance to the heat that's trying to get in your house. So that helps you, get a barrier.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's exactly what R value is, and resistance to that heat and from allowing the heat to transfer into your home. And so again, this ruler helps us to identify, help you show you what type of insulation that you have in your home, and then what the inches in your house, in your attic equate to as far as R value.
Yeah, because what I've seen through my years of inspecting homes is if you can see the tops of your 2x4s or 2x6s, that's not enough, folks. If you just pop up and look out in your attic and you can see the tops of your framing, that's not a good thing, because you're going to be hot down in the house.
Now tell our viewers a little bit about, now obviously there's a couple of different types of product for insulation. What's the different types, and which one is preferred in today's new builds and actually some remodel work as well?
You bet. You know, there's the most common type is cellulose. It's a great insulator. However, over time it settles. It's just the nature of the product. It settles, and when it settles, it loses its R value. And so that's most of the time when you go into an existing home, you're going to see that they had cellulose put in. It's the least expensive, so what most builders put in, and then it settles and you lose that R value over time. What we recommend is a fiberglass product. Especially if you're coming back and upgrading, you're going to be in your home for a little bit. The fiberglass product will stay the same level that you put it in there, and will give you a great value over the life of your house and however long you're in it. Now,
do you recommend removal of the old and put in the new so you have a nice, clear, non-compressed layer below it?
No, unless you really want to remove it for allergy purposes or something to that effect, it's okay to leave that cellulose in there and to blow the fiberglass right over the top of it. It'll still continue to add some R value there for you. The only other,
but if the old stuff got wet or had roof rats in it, go. Definitely get this.
There you go. If there's been smoke damage or if there's moisture, mold, or heaven forbid the roof rats or what have you, then that's when we come in, we remove it and put in the brand new stuff and make it all clean and perfect.
You mentioned you can put fiberglass on top of cellulose. Is there any reason why you would do the reverse?
You'd never want to put cellulose on top of fiberglass. The cellulose is very dense, and it's actually going to compress the fiberglass, and you lose R value that way. And so you never want to put cellulose on top of fiberglass.
And a big positive thing about blowing it in is it gets into more of the crevices than a bat would ever allow, because you get air infiltration, as we call it, air getting in between the trusses and the drywall.
Now, Dan actually inspected a home up in Cave Creek and found that in this 2-story home up in the attic had some significant, variations in insulation, and your team came up, and in a very short amount of time, must have been about a half hour or so, it came up. Once they got set up, they blew in new cellulose and put a nice even layer going across. They were in and out, and the homeowner was just amazed on how fast and efficient your team was.
Oh, yeah, you know, we've got very skilled insulators, been doing it for a lot of years. Our average insulator has about 10 or 11 years of experience, and so that lends to it. It lends to the you know, ability to put an equal spray out there and give you a good coverage. And when you're doing it right, it shouldn't be that tough. And we've got guys that know how to do it right.
What's the average time frame that you're there at a home?
You know, it varies, but definitely, you know, there's some setup and, of course, cleanup time, but on average an hour to an hour and a half. Yep, it's not very intrusive. A lot of people think, you know, it may be, you know, like doing a remodel or something like that, and oh, I'll wait till after the holidays or I'll wait later. It's something that can be done quickly in a, you know, a morning, couple hours, and clean. And that's absolutely.
Is there a particular time of year that you find to be busier than usual?
You know, when the utility bills are up in the summer, then definitely that's when people are calling us. We're happy to come and do it any time of the year. Like I say, our installers are used to the heat, and so we try to take care of them, not keep them out there too late in the afternoon, but definitely any time of the year. But you know, it's beneficial for your home.
Good. How can they get in touch with you?
Yep, they can get in touch with us at 480-892-0025 or on the web at www.randkaz.com.
And you can also find all the information about R&K Building Supplies on our show website, imagehomeimprovement.show.com, or give us a call at 1-800-ASK-A-PRO. That's 1-800-275-2776.